Ken Riley is president of Local 1422 of the International Longshoremen's Association in Charleston, South Carolina. The ILA is one of a handful of unions still in existence in a state that passed right-to-work legislation in 1954. The law achieved what its right-wing proponents intended. Today, less than 5% of South Carolina workers are union members. But on January 19, 2000, about 150 ILA members took a stand. They were peacefully picketing a Danish freighter. Its owners were using cheap non-union labor to unload. It was getting close to midnight when Riley noticed a small army of heavily armed police forming up on a darkened side street. Moments later, the police attacked.
The 5 guys that there were originally 9 guys that got arrested, 4 was indicted. They were under house arrest for about 18 months. So there was a big legal battle. We had an awesome task on our hands to make sure that these 5 men did not go to prison, because if they did, then who was going to follow us out on a picket line ever again? So we waged a legal defense campaign all over the country and then literally all over the world in support of them. In the conclusion, we won their freedom. Their charge was dropped to misdemeanors and a $100 fine. We consider that a huge victory from facing up to 20 years in prison.
The man behind the attack was South Carolina Attorney General Charlie Condon. Riley believes Condon ordered the attack in order to manufacture an incident that would give a boost to his political ambitions to run for governor. If that was the plan, it backfired.
I've never been to war, but that's the closest I think I would ever come. It was a war scene. It really was people laying on the ground, holding their heads, bloodied. These people being shot up with rubber bullets. I remembered breaking up the last struggle between one of our guys and a police officer. And when I had pushed our guy back to turn around to see if anyone else was in trouble, that's when an officer ran up and just clubbed me in the head. And all I saw was stars, of course, and I had a cap on. And as soon as I lifted the cap, because I felt a crevice in my head, and then the blood I could even see at that point. And so 2 of my members hooked me on the arm and started taking me out of there. And we got to the hospital, and I'm getting stitched up, and one of my guys came in and said, "It got pretty ugly out there tonight." And I said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "No, after you got hit is when it really got, chaotic out there, and a lot of folks got shot up and got arrested."
The sheer violence of the police attack on peaceful, mostly black longshoremen sparked up public backlash against Condon and sympathy for the union. And to the delight of the longshoremen, Condon's political ambitions were flushed into the Charleston harbor.
It ended his political career. He cannot win dog catcher in the state of South Carolina anymore. He is now just practicing law in a small law office east of the Cooper, just over the bridge here. You have to look very hard to see where the building is. But he's gone from being probably the darling of the Republican Party in South Carolina, heading up George Bush re-election campaign in South Carolina, and also looking to become the next governor. But because of his extreme actions and what type of shame he brought to the state of South Carolina, even his own party sort of like pushed him aside.
Contrary to what right-to-work advocates claim, Riley says he's seen firsthand that right-to-work laws don't bring prosperity. They bring lower-wage, non-union jobs that have hurt the economy by shrinking the middle class. And he has a passionate warning for Ontario union members.
They should be very concerned. Very concerned. I cannot overstate that. The fact that, like you said, how many years have we had right to work? South Carolina is among the lowest when it comes to income, per capita income. South Carolina is among the worst when it comes to all the social benefits that our members, that our citizens should be experiencing. Everything we aspire to be first in, we are dead last. And the things that we want to be last in, we are first. And that comes in education, income, housing, you name it. right to work is disastrous. It's the only entity that will benefit from right to work are the corporations. And and for the rest of us who are in the working class, it's just a race to the bottom.